Hello, welcome to today's video. My name is Anna. I design and create vacations to help people overcome grief, traumas, and also increase and help them believe in themselves again. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you an encounter yesterday that I had with a new friend that I've met on the street on an island, along with the dogs that I brought with me on my walk. This story is actually very interesting because I saw how each, the dog and the human being triggered just because of their past experiences. So I wanted to share this story with all of you in hopes that we can all learn from the experience. So basically what happened is that they so the dog from the resort that I'm staying in, and this new friend that I've met who stays in another resort next door. So I've met the mother and the son. So the son somehow had a not so good experience with the dog because he has once walked across the beach right behind me, and which is the resort's vicinity. And the dog, as the protector of the resort, obviously would not welcome any outsiders because she saw people who came through the beach as threats, as people that aren't staying at the resort. They are not our guests. So therefore, she is doing her job as a dog to protect the resort by trying to scare people away by barking at them. And I completely understand because I have known this dog for the longest time, for more than 10 years. Because the first time I've been to the resort, she was already here, and she's always the first person, not person, but the first life that welcomes every single guest that comes into the resort. So I know her personality. I know she's not aggressive. And I have made an obvious gesture in front of the dog to signify that these are my friends, these are my guests that I've invited over. But because she remembered that the guy, the man has hit her before, so therefore she registered that smell. And even though I have welcomed the guests in front of the dog, somehow she still continued to remember her trauma, her traumatic experience with this particular person, along with every other person that has ever hit her before. So when I saw the scene of them officially meeting for the first time, but had so much aggression toward each other, I was so fascinated because I've met the mother first. So it was actually my first encounter with the son as well. It was my first time meeting him yesterday. But I can see immediately, I mean, his mother is beautiful. And that's why we became friends immediately. And by the looks of the man, I can tell like he is still kind. He is very excited. We were both very excited to meet each other because we've heard so much from the mother. But because of the encounter with the dog, it kind of threw us off completely. But I believe the fact that he came over, he accepted my invitation for lunch, means that we are friendly to each other. We want to get to know each other since we are actually neighbors. We are staying at different hotels, but we do run into each other because we share the same beach. Therefore, as in the conversation, I asked him what happened. So he told me the dog was never welcoming, even though he didn't do anything, which I can understand because I can understand what the dog is trying to do because I've seen the dog with the guests. She follows the guests out for a walk all the time. So, which means if they were three individual guests that decided to take a walk for 5 kilometers, she would go out every single time and she would keep the guests company to make sure that they're safe to bring them back to the resort. So I know the personality of the dog. So I never believe that she is aggressive because I've known her long enough. It's just like a human being. But at the same time, I do believe what the man says as well. However, I think it's very important for us to remember that even if anybody stranger or people that you love, people that you've known for a long time, demonstrate aggression toward you, you must remember that you may not be the source of the trigger. People may not be angry at you. More likely, more often than not, people are not actually angry at you. But somehow they have decided to take it out on you just because they have accumulated so much within them to begin with. When that encounter happened with you, it's just bad timing. It just triggered the wrong reaction. Instead of trying to fight with it, I think the way I look at it is actually an opportunity, because when I saw the friction between the dog and the man, I actually got I kept quiet. I just observed because I try to understand both perspectives and why each is behaving as such. Because I know each individually. So therefore, I know there is no anger or aggression because both are actually very gentle and kind beings. So therefore, it gave me an idea whereby actually we should look at every single trigger or friction or moments of annoyance as opportunities to transform. Because if we were to behave the same way again and again, we would be inviting the same kind of circumstance. So the same thing. So let's say if somebody cut me in front of me in a line, I get angry. And my day is probably going to be influenced based on my past experiences. So I know already if I were to get angry, this is the outcome. So now when I get triggered, when somebody cut in front of me in a line, when I get triggered, this is the moment where I get to decide, do I want to react like how I've always reacted by being angry and just have a bad day later? Or do I want to just ignore somebody cut in front of me and redirect my attention on gratitude, on how happy I am to be alive, on focusing on what I have, on focusing in terms of what kind of day I'm going to create. So if you were to redirect your attention to something like this, that's when you're going to have a great day and you're going to completely forget somebody actually tried to annoy you during the day, and you just instantaneously became a better person because you made a different choice and you had a better day because you made a different and better choice. So therefore, I hope anytime anyone trigger you or annoy you or irritates you, take a half a second to ask yourself, do I want to react how I've always reacted and expect the same kind of day? Or do I want to make a different decision so that you can have a different possibility? You can have a different kind of day as compared to how you have always reacted, so you can have a different outcome. So I hope today's video helped. Have fun. If anytime anything annoys you, get excited. That's the first reaction. And from there, you're going to make a much better decision. I promise you. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to like and subscribe, comment in the comment section below if you like my videos or if you have new ideas for me to share in terms of my new videos. Thank you so much again. I'm Anna. I'll see you in the next one.